This is Mr. Beck Does Your Homework. This is physics homework number 7, questions 14 and 15. It says, Bill kicks a rock off the top of his apartment building. It strikes a window across the street 12 meters away. So let me start with a picture here. So I've got one building. I've got another building. And I know that Bill kicks a rock, strikes a window across the street 12 meters away. I know this is 12 meters. I know that when he kicks the rock, it's going to come and fall this way. So apparently it's striking a window here somewhere. The acceleration of gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. If the window is 24 meters below the position where Bill contacted the rock, how long was it in the air? So I know that it falls down 24 meters. So I know this is 24 meters. Obviously not the scale. So I want to know how long was it in the air. Well, let's see what I know. X world, Y world. In the X world, I know it travels 12 meters. So I know that my displacement is going to be 12 meters. In the Y world, I know its displacement falls down 24 meters. So the Y world, the displacement is going to be negative 24 meters because it falls down. My acceleration in the X world is 0. My acceleration in the Y world is gravity, here 9.8 meters per second squared, and that's negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Now, since this is a horizontal projectile problem, I know that this is a horizontal, so I know that my initial Y velocity is going to be 0. Now I'm asking for the time it takes to fly that 24 meters and this 12 meters, so I'm looking for time in the Y world. Which is good to know because I've got negative 24, negative 9.8. I've got a displacement and acceleration and initial velocity. I'm looking for a time. So I can solve that because I know that my displacement in the Y world is my initial velocity times time plus 1/2 my acceleration times time squared. If my initial velocity is 0, this goes away, and I get y as 1/2 gt squared. And you should be used to this by now. If this is 0, you multiply by 2, you divide by g, and you square root. So multiply by 2, I get 2y, divide by g, equals t squared. So square root it, and that is going to be the amount of time in the air, square root of 2y over g. So for me, that's going to be the square root of twice my negative 24 over my gravity of negative 9.8. You'll see the negatives go away, and I'll be left with some amount of time. That is question number 14. Question number 15 says, how fast was it moving when it left Bill's foot? Well, how fast was it moving? It was moving horizontally. So my initial velocity is all X world velocity. It's all horizontal. So this total velocity here starts off in the X world. So really, I'm looking for my velocity here in the X world. I know it moved for this amount of time, so I also know my time, which I got from here, from the Y world, and time can cross over. So this time is this time. So now if I want my velocity, well, now it's simply an X world problem, and velocity is distance divided by time. So in the X world, it moved at 12 meters for me, and it did that in this amount of time. So whatever this time is goes here, and that's going to give me my velocity with which it left his foot horizontally, which is all X world velocity. So this is the answer to number 15.